I'm especially excited to introduce you, Yan. A little backstory: I met Yan through one of my coaches. Yan is actually the guy who got me my current car that I'm driving, and God willing, I'll use him just in the future. Um, Jan is, there's certain industries that are known for like a bad name, and Jan takes that. Currently, he works in auto leasing. He takes the name of car sales, and he completely breaks the old way that people did things. But I'm going to get off on a tangent. So let me just read off his bio for you right now. Yan Katanov is a man who was never afraid to work to make a living. From the young age of 16, he has run multiple successful businesses, from his own catering staffing business to creating barbershops and his current role of CEO and owner of Optimum Auto Leasing. Throughout it all, Jan has made a point of never seeing anybody as competition, instead choosing to build them up and help others to become successful in the industries that he was in. For Jan, it's all about building relationships and building bridges, and he views his greatest success as being in how many people are better off because of his help. I can tell you, from the people that I've spoken to that have met you, Yan, from the person that suggested I reach out to you at the very beginning, you are definitely an exceptionally irresistible person. And I'm honored to have like a professional relationship with you, but now also to have you on as a guest on our show. And I'm extremely excited. But before I continue gushing, because I tend to do that and run off on tangents, why don't you tell us a little bit more about like who you are, what you're about, how you got your start, and how you find yourself to where you are today?
Like I said, like you stated in my biography over here, never afraid to work.
Mm.
My father always said, "Don't let work scare you. Let work be scared of you." So
Wow.
I take that and I take that and I take it with me every day. I hope my kids take that with them every day they go to school. And I mean, that's what it is. I take that from my parents to be a hardworking man and never be scared to do anything. Life is always about ups and downs, because if you always have a bunch of ups, it gets really boring. That's why you see a lot of successful people and tend to be not happy having a lot of money, because it's always ups, no interest in life, no interest in nothing. They're always complaining, and they're always complaining that they're depressed in something. But when you have ups and downs in life, you get to appreciate everything. Because when you lose something and when you gain it back, you hold on to it hold stronger.
Wow.
That happened to me in my personal life, happened to me in businesses. From
Wow.
every mistake I've done in life, I intend to learn from it. So when I try to tell that to people don't learn from it. I always say to myself, they'll learn it on their own. Because if people learn it on their own, from their own mistakes, they'll do better. But if they keep repeating the mistakes, then they tend to fail, just like anything else. And I mean, to shorten things up, that's how I look at life, and I intend to move forward with these things like that.
Wow.
I'm a man of faith, so religion was always a big thing in my life. I always have to thank my grandparents, my parents for that. Even though I grew up in Soviet Union, religion wasn't a part of our lives.
Sure.
But where we grew up, our faith was very important to us. Judaism was a core in my house. Holidays like kashrus and no, keeping kashrut, Passover, Yom Kippur, those things were like set in stone. I didn't even know what that meant. I knew those holidays existed.
Wow.
So to us, even we in Russia, we didn't eat pork, not because we didn't have to eat pork. We didn't even know why we didn't have to eat pork. It was like a guilt inside that would kill us inside. Like that.
Good old Jewish guilt.
Right, the Jewish guilt, So that faith that came, if we're able to keep that in those type of conditions. So when we came to America, this was God's son. So this came with us, and so here we intend to keep it more stronger, and our faith became more stronger and got closer to God. Thank God. Wow. And we want to pass that along to our children. So that's why we work even harder to have our children educated in a system that what my parents passed down to me, I'm trying to pass it down in a tenfold to them, because the opportunities are much stronger here.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
I want to ask you, Jan, just out of curiosity, and I know this is a little bit kind of off topic, but sort of on topic. You mentioned, I mean, Baruch read your very impressive bio where you went from different industries, different businesses. I mean, from catering to, I don't know, car leasing. That's quite the jump, quite the journey. Um, I had similar experiences back in my day where I also had multiple different businesses, growing up or whatever in the past. And I get this question very often. I don't know if you do, but I get this this question often where, what is it that one of the businesses fail and that's why you went to another business, or what made you transition between businesses? I'm just curious, what you have to say, and then maybe I'll share what I usually answer.
Um, I'll tell you like this. Thank God, every business that I touched, thank God I left something behind and I took something back.
Mm,
Can't say that I failed in every business because I learned a lot and I made, some businesses, it depends how you look at it, failed. If a
mm,
business failed and you lost money and you didn't learn nothing from it, yes, that's a complete failure. But there's
right,
some businesses that were there were some businesses that taught you 10 years of business school wouldn't teach you.
right,
Wow.
That's not a failure. That's an
right.
education. You could take that education and move on to a better business.
Yeah.
So said that, there were some businesses that I looked at because I thought it was going to be lucrative. I wanted to be in it. Then it was a little bit disappointing. It wasn't what I thought it was. So I moved
Mm,
to something else. And there were some businesses that it wasn't, as my family grew, my financial responsibilities grew. So
right.
I had to either move on to other things or or maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm like my father. My father moved on to 10 different things, and he happened to be successful in 10 different things. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe I get bored of things. Maybe after a little while, as I thought, I know I perfected it, and now I can't grow anymore, but I want to grow, and the cage is already limited. So maybe also one of those things that pushes me out to go into expand to another business. Like it's funny you guys say this. In my Optimum Auto, that I already extended the limit where I do that I'm already getting a little bit bored to an extent where I'm telling my
Mm,
partner, "Yo, let's go and open up a dealership because
mm,
we want to move on to the next level."
sure.
And hopefully, God willing, maybe one of those days you're gonna see those billboards, that says Optimum Lexus,
Nice.
Optimum BMW, or whatever the
I
case is.
like the sound of that. You've already got one
I love
customer,
it.
so
Hey, God willing, we're getting there. God willing.
But I hear what you're saying, and it's so true. Because I I heard the title named serial entrepreneur. I don't know how much I believe in that kind of title or anything. But I had my businesses. For me, business was always like something something I found fun to do. In a sense, I wanted to do it for fun. Why would I work in something that I didn't enjoy? But for me, it was always like I never saw a business per se that it's going to be forever. Like I never saw any business I've ever worked in as a forever job. I said, this is what it is now. This is where I'm here now. I needed this specific thing now. And so I ran a business for that temporary period of time. And when I was done, I was done. I moved on. For example, my sunglasses business. I had a sunglasses and a watch business. I was going through a tough time. I needed some money just very quickly. I needed to do a move. So I knew basically how much money I needed. I bought sunglasses, I bought watches, sold them, and made the money I needed to do and moved on. And, looking back, wow, I did it really well, and it was lucrative, it was good. But I never saw myself as, running a sunglasses business or a watch business or whatever.
That's something you basically grew up thinking I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I want to run a sunglasses business.
Right, exactly that. So I mean yeah, if there was a situation where something grew on something, then yeah, why not write it? But exactly like you say, sometimes we change in life depending on whatever our position is.